Well, good morning, folks. Welcome to a snowy Thursday. Running just a little bit behind, but we'll be hitting the road here and take a look, especially across southern portions of the Des Moines Metro, and see how these roads are. Snowy Thursday. Apologize about that. I forgot to connect to our hotspots. So here in Des Moines, the snow only just started to fall. Oh, probably within the last hour. Much later than expected. This storm was forecasted to start overnight here in central Iowa. So it has accumulated somewhat quickly, covering the roads entirely. I would certainly say we're still at a fraction of an inch, but it's currently 23 degrees out, so snow will accumulate and not melt on the road at this temperature. Sunrise is just over an hour away. Not that we'll be directly with what's going on. Forecast showing this to continue through mid-afternoon. Here in Des Moines, 4 to 6 inches possible, up to 8 inches further south, southern third of the state. Just 2 days ago was near 50. Personally headed out to southeast Nebraska to do a little storm chasing, but not much more than showers developed with that event. So we are in Windsor Heights for a moment here on 63rd Street. About to cross over 235. this rear wheel drive vehicle struggling just a little bit. Roads will be slippery this morning, especially as we have more and more traffic on the roads. We're getting to that time of year where we're about over it. Hello, good morning. Iowa DOT map was showing basically the bottom third of Iowa roads being partially to completely snow covered, including Interstate 35. Looking at radar, there have been some heavier bands moving through. As we're watching right now, it's I'd say on the light side, but it doesn't take much to cause a headache, especially with the timing this morning, right during a morning commute here in the metro. In fact, the DOT says that most accidents occur on snowfall 2 inches or less. So in case you're joining us, we're on Highway 28 in West Des Moines, heading south. Truck showing 23 degrees. So cold enough that snow is not melting on contact and should continue to accumulate rather quick here. If you're heading to work this morning, just make sure to give yourself plenty of time and extra space between vehicles. Polk County is only under a winter weather advisory, but further south there is a winter storm warning in effect. Heavy snowfall with some blowing and drifting snow possible. Winds will switch around out of the north-northwest this afternoon. I believe in a range of 30 to 35 miles per hour possible. We are on Highway 28 southbound, basically in the central part of the Des Moines Metro. Snowfall only began in this area about an hour ago. Some dry air prevented the system from really encroaching in on the metro overnight as was expected. So I think that will affect our total snowfall. But the effect on this morning's commute still an issue. Obviously, somewhat difficult to see your lines in conditions like this. You can see the steady stream of folks coming in from our neighbors to the south, likely Norwalk and Indianola and such. So we're just passing Army Post Road. And Highway 5 is just ahead and above here. We may get on there a little bit later, check it out. Further south we go, the deeper the snow will get. So we are entering Norwalk, just south of Des Moines here. The system is part of a much larger storm. It's actually last night and overnight, even this morning, bringing the threat of tornadoes to a good part of the south. As many as 10 states could be affected here today. So potential for a little tornado outbreak to occur. About an hour ago there were tornado warnings still ongoing even at this hour. anyone just joining, we're in Norwalk, Iowa, south of Des Moines, checking out road conditions. Roads are slick but manageable at this point. Looks like winds are out of the north-northeast at the moment. And we've been holding steady at 23 degrees. Looks like pretty new Casey's here. So snow is kind of a light and misty quality at the moment, but there are embedded bands of heavier snow. We're just gonna turn back around here and head towards Des Moines. Kind of make out a bit of a sheen underneath the little bit of snowpack we have here. That will only get worse the more traffic we have on the roads here this morning. Snow removal crews are already out in force, even with this small amount we've had. I don't intend to be misleading with the thumbnail for this video. Earlier in the week, it was expected that Des Moines would get at least 7 inches of snow, possibly 10. The system has tracked south, and snow totals have forecasted to be less since then. I think parts of southern Iowa could very well still reach 6 to 8 inches. But the system did get kind of a late start, and I have a feeling that will lower our overall snowfall. But every system to come through this season has really underperformed forecast, with maybe the exception of the system that impacted Dubuque, I think just last week, where they got almost 10 inches of snow. Definitely tell difference on the road on the northbound lane versus the southbound lane we were on prior. I don't know if it's a result of more traffic or if it's been treated. So there are portions of the highway up ahead that were completely covered. For the locals anyway, out here just to give you a sense of what's going on. And if you're lucky enough to be watching from a warmer climate, you can enjoy without all the burden that comes with this. Traffic's right now just over 30 miles per hour. So folks just, for the most part, taking their time, which is a good thing. See a plow up there on Highway 5. It was later than usual by about a week, but I did hear and see my first robin yesterday. Typically here in Des Moines, I've seen them around the 7th to 9th of February. So we'll see if that's indicative of a later spring or not. This is Army Post Road, south side of Des Moines. Snow right now is of the sharp, stingy type. Very fine. Person didn't care. Just passing Coca-Cola bottler here on the right-hand side, Atlantic Coca-Cola. Welcome to anyone just joining. We're out covering the snowfall here this snowy Thursday morning. Decided to show what's going on here in Des Moines for the morning commute. Heavier snow is further south, basically from here to the Missouri border. Forecast generally calling for 6 inches. There's the potential for more, but I think given what has happened overnight, having some dry air and kind of slowing the system or preventing it from coming north, we may see less in terms of our total. So we are now right next to the Des Moines Airport, just to the south of it. We have Fleur Drive intersecting right in front of us here. You see roads are partially covered. Certainly manageable at this point. Stoplights, whatnot, are maybe a bit slick getting going and stopping. So we'll just want to make sure to allow for extra time, extra space. If you haven't already, appreciate hitting that like button, that thumbs up, just to get this video in front of more eyeballs. And if you do find value in live storm chasing as well as edited events, please consider subscribing and help support this work that I do out here. Well, the lights are on at Smitty's Tenderloin. I'm sure they're prepping for the day. Sadly, I've not tried it yet, but they're said to have the best tenderloins in the state. Whoa, whoa. If you guys saw that, car lost control there on the opposing lane. Luckily, no one else was around. Luckily, the median was there to protect me. So it's the intersections that really just want to be cautious with. Don't let the light amount fool anyone. So we're northbound now, heading towards downtown Des Moines. We're on Southwest 9th Street. And that vehicle back there, in case anyone's worried, they did get themselves situated. And back on the right course. Well, hello from England. I know we get a fair number of viewers from over in Europe on this channel, so welcome. It's probably lunchtime over there. As I mentioned before, there's a little bit of sheen underneath the snow here, so it could be deceptively slippery. months ago, saw a Ford SUV spin out after making a turn at an intersection. Luckily, it was a divided road and no one was there. I'm sure their nerves were a little rattled. Hello, England. How's the winter been over there? Have you had any snow? I've been watching the second season of Clarkson's Farm on Amazon, and showing kind of his exploits attempting to farm over there. And they always show December and January, and it looks a lot different from our December and Januaries. And pothole season is upon us. It's kind of hard to see those in these conditions. We were just 50 degrees Fahrenheit a couple days ago. It's currently 24. It'll be seasonable for a moment here, and then it will warm back up. I don't know, 4 days. Overall, I'd call it a mild winter. We've had a few systems come through, but really haven't brought a lot of snow. Always coming in below forecast. And I have a feeling this system will be the same. And we probably only have 1 or 2 more of these left before we're done with the wintry precip. So you may start to see Des Moines skyline come into view here. So we approach from the south here on Southwest 9th Street. We really only have one skyscraper, the principal building, and we just have a few other tall buildings. I just realized I forgot to fill up the gas tank yesterday to help balance out our our weight here in the pickup. So luckily so far it hasn't been an issue. So the principal building there is on the left, kind of a golden light near the top. So this area will become quite busy here and within the next half hour. Taking it nice and easy down this hill. So in the heart of downtown Des Moines right now. Not a large city, so we'll be exiting the heart rather quick here. But accumulation starting to pick up a little bit. The important thing for commuters is just take it slow, especially around intersections. Performing Arts Center here on our right. Well, took that corner a little too fast. Driving a 4Runner does not make you any better on these roads. Iowa State Capitol is straight ahead, but you probably can't see it at all. I can barely make it out myself. So we are now in the East Village. Nice little area of boutique shops and some restaurants. Has really revitalized itself since I moved to the area 13 years ago. This was a borderline sketchy area at that time. Start to see it a little better, the Capitol here straight ahead. Nice day to have four-wheel drive on those slippery uphill spots, that's for sure. Do a quick pass by of the Capitol here. Getting back on I-235, the main artery through Des Moines. Not had breakfast yet, and my stomach is starting to remind me of that fact. This person up here doesn't even have their lights on. There they go. Generally not a fan of getting on interstates in weather like this, but we will for at least a brief moment here. It's a little funny seeing a Hyundai Elantra with a light bar on top, hazard lights. Alright, so for any local viewers, this is probably of the most interest. I-235. We are going westbound. Majority of the traffic will be from this point, coming from the west on the opposing lanes. Hello, Arizona. You're up bright and early this morning. Looks like we have an accident or a stalled vehicle on the westbound side. Sorry, eastbound side. Random tire on the side of the road. Setting straight up. Going just over 40 miles per hour here in a 55. Snow has been falling here for about 2 hours. Obviously, plows will be paying a lot of attention to this area. Some folks are zooming along like any other day. If you haven't already, appreciate hitting that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We're getting out of the winter season and getting into tornado and severe weather season. We have some big plans, especially come June with some other storm chasers. If you guys are interested, check out projectdove360.com. That's something that project I've been coordinating. Just kind of got it started a little over a month ago, but is really starting to take off with some chaser involvement. Should be a pretty cool experience. In case anyone's just joining, we are westbound on I-235 in Des Moines, approaching West Des Moines. Side roads are partially to completely covered. Intersections are slippery. The interstate here getting the most attention, most traffic. Isn't too bad. Just be careful and don't follow too close, and take it easy when you're changing lanes. Give yourself plenty of time to get to work. Which I will be heading to very shortly. Timing has been good for a lot of my other winter weather live streams where I didn't have to work. But today is one of those days. Starting to get some reduced visibility here as we approach West Des Moines. Likely entering heavier snow band, plus with all the drivers kicking it up, so doesn't really translate well on camera, but See, this off ramp is completely covered. Some spots thicker than others, but so this is the intersection with Valley West Drive, for those familiar with the area. So definitely a lot more accumulation up here than when I left and started the stream. Roads are a bit roads are a bit crunchy with all the slush and corresponding refreeze. Snowflakes are getting bigger. A lot of this morning it's been a very fine, stingy type snowfall. But definitely getting bigger and accumulating a lot faster now. And we are at the intersection of University Avenue and Valley West Drive. Back end sliding ever so slightly, even at a very slow speed. I haven't seen any plow activity on the city side of things. Iowa DOT has been out on the highways, and private crews taking care of parking lots and whatnot. Not a lot of snow has fallen yet, but as I mentioned when I started the stream, most accidents actually occur during events that receive 2 inches or less. So I think people just don't take it as seriously when there is a lesser total. And the sun is set to rise here in 3 minutes. 7:05 Central Time. Not that we'll see it, but you can start to tell the sky is starting to lighten. Try to get less of the water on the windshield for you guys. Yeah, definitely a lot more accumulation, it seems like, here on the west side of the metro as compared to near downtown. You can probably hear the crunchy slush. Stop. Okay. Good thing I was already slowing down there for that turning vehicle. I don't know what schools are doing here in the metro. I don't know if anyone in the comments knows better than me if there's any delays, or I'm sure there wouldn't be any cancellations, but the snowfall is expected to last through basically through the school day, tapering off mid to late afternoon. The amount of traffic does seem lighter, so hopefully some folks are able to stay home or at least come into work late this morning. So we are on 128th Street going north now. All right, looks like only some private schools have a late start. Thanks for the comment there. There's a couple plows at work, a couple city plows. Stop. Just barely. Luckily I had a bit of a help from the hill going up there. This is Hickman Road crossing in front of us here. You'll see a long stretch of cars. Snowfall rate definitely starting to pick up here. And not easy to get going up that hill. I'm lucky enough to have four-wheel drive, so you can see some two-wheel drive vehicles having a hard time there. I apologize I didn't catch your name who just commented. I'm looking at a very tiny screen every so often, so I apologize I can't see all the comments or the names, but thanks for watching. A little slippery in here. Coming around the curve. Holla back, y'all. I can't see much past, say, a quarter mile at this point, except for lights. Maybe half a mile, somewhere in there. So we've turned back east on Douglas Avenue now. We'll be crossing over Interstate 35/80. We are in Urbandale, Iowa. And I will be making my way to work here. So I'll have a aerial view of the interstate. Just describe what's going on. Looks like lanes are somewhat clear, at least where tires meet the road. And speed is going at a decent pace. Yeah, there's a little bit of ice on the end of this windshield wiper. They're excellent wipers. Generally have given preference to the Bosch Icon wipers. I've used Rain-X, Michelin, you name it. These are, and for as much as I put them through, they're coming up on a year old. I could honestly probably keep using them for the rest of the chase season, but I always start every March, April, thereabouts off with a fresh set of wipers for storm chasing, so. I saw in a video once you can take some WD-40 and renew your wipers by wiping them down with some sort of lubricant. I did try it once. I don't know if I saw any real difference, better or worse, but So this is the intersection of 100th Street, or otherwise Urbandale Drive, and Douglas Avenue. So we just crossed the hour-and-a-half mark of this live stream. Hope you all appreciate it. If you do, consider subscribing and hitting that like button. This is a fairly major road through the suburbs here, and it is pretty well covered. You can just see the tire lanes where things have been compacted and whatnot. Pretty typical winter weather driving conditions. Roads were pre-treated in the last couple days. At least around here, they've gotten out of the habit of applying treatment after the snow has fallen. At least as far as I can tell. It's currently 23 degrees, so it's still at a temperature I think that would be somewhat effective. Once you get below 20, then that definitely starts to change. And except for smaller communities, I don't think sand hardly gets put down. Maybe in some troublesome spots, but Chevy next to me was having a hard time, I think. Looks like now the snow's returned to the finer style. A little lighter, less clumpy. It just means likely an area of a lesser updraft. Yeah, traffic's pretty light, especially for coming on 7:30 in the morning. It's usually a lot heavier in this area and a lot faster. I'm taking it 25. So we're going to get some gas here and help balance out the weight of the truck. And I'll stop in here to Come and Go. Kind of a unique name if you haven't heard of it before. And get some breakfast. I do love Quick Star's cinnamon rolls. I think they're the best out there. It's just my opinion, though. So, all right, folks, you sit tight. It'll be a few minutes. Probably won't have a whole lot more time after this before heading into work, but we're gonna fuel up both the truck and myself. So I'll be right back. right, thanks for hanging with me, folks. There's a gentleman ahead of me buying a Red Bull, a 5-hour energy, and 2 little bottles of Fireballs and a pack of smokes. So nice way to start your Thursday morning here at 7:30. So, but who am I to judge? Can't quite see it. This guy here in the black sedan, windshield wiper flew off. He stopped and got out and picked it up off the road. In case you're just joining, we are on Douglas Avenue in Urbandale, suburb of Des Moines, Iowa. Snow started around 5 a.m. this morning. We've had moments of higher intensity, but pretty light at the moment. And it's been enough to completely or partially cover roads. Heaviest snow will be further south between here and the Missouri border. Forecast likely around 6 inches, but could see higher amounts, perhaps up to 8. A lot of this was expected to already be on the ground overnight, but because of some drier air, that didn't happen. So I personally am starting to think that the snow totals will be less than expected, which has been par for the course this winter on pretty much every storm we've had. Everything's been coming in below forecast. And this is the intersection with Merle Hay Road and Douglas. I'll only be streaming here for a few more minutes, as I do have to go in for my day job. No homeless at this moment. You know, there's usually 2 to 4 folks out asking for donations, but none this morning. Spider-Man is not here. He oftentimes likes to make an appearance. doing some dancing and even some backflips. Yeah, I don't know when the new Buccaneers Arena is expected to open. I would think it would be this year, late this year, in time for next season. So, folks, the advice for today is don't underestimate the roads. Give yourself plenty of time and plenty of space, and everyone will make it through all right. I've seen a couple spinouts already this morning, one of which would have hit me if not for a median. And they were driving a more than capable SUV that I'm sure has all-wheel drive, so it's not just what you drive, but how you drive it that makes a difference. Looks like schools may have had a late start. Didn't see anyone in the parking lot at that elementary. Could be wrong though, I can't say for certain. It's a very quiet Aurora Avenue here in Urbandale. Yes, that's a good point from the chat. Winds are expected to pick up in the 30 to 35 mile per range later today. The snow is certainly light enough that it will blow around, drift. Yeah, there's virtually no one here at the high school, so I can confirm that there is at least a late start. Not gonna make that light. It's one of City plows in action right up ahead. Looks like they are putting down some treatment in addition to plowing. Spreading sand. Oh, really? I'm actually a little surprised all the schools are closed. It's not great travel out here, but certainly manageable. Yes, I'm sure. I'd certainly expect points south of Interstate 80 to be closed today. There's definitely a layer of ice underneath the road here where folks have been driving. And the plow kind of took away my snow that, oddly enough, can add some traction. We'll take it easy around this turn. So I'm not going to fault anyone for being cautious on school cancellations. We really haven't had much reason for it this season, so with spring just around the corner, not a bad decision. Yes, the Super Mega Hy-Vee here in Urbandale on our right-hand side. A lot of slush in this area, high traffic area. The plow here some room to operate. So we were just on this road 10-15 minutes ago, going the opposite direction, and I can tell accumulations picked up here in the areas not being traveled on. And we're about closing in on 3 hours of snowfall, but we still have basically until probably 3 p.m. snow chances, so I could see us gaining some accumulation further justifying the school cancellations. So you not only have the morning to worry about, but then also the drive home. We'll turn north on 100th Street here. It's kind of a tricky turn as it dips down and then goes up again. I've owned this pickup for just over a year, my first truck. Always had a sedan previously, and last year I only had a couple snowfalls that I had the opportunity to drive it in, and I learned real quick, gotta give these larger vehicles a lot more time to slow down and make turns. I didn't get in an accident, but definitely came close. Decided to try Come and Go's new offerings. Picked up a brisket cheddar breakfast burrito. So it is still warm. Hopefully it will still be that way when I get to work. Yeah, I'm excited too. Curious how it tastes. And they're not a sponsor or anything. I don't mean to sound like I'm promoting Come and Go, but they do have redesigned a lot of their stores so you can go in, you go to a touchscreen, place your order, and they'll actually make breakfast bowls and other items fresh for you. Then you go get your other items and check out and come, or get ready to check out, but then come back and pick it up in just a few minutes before you leave the store. So I haven't done that yet. I just know that's what they're working on. I picked something out of their warmer. Yeah, speaking of radar, let me check in on a radar scope here. It's a paid app, but definitely worth it for 10 bucks. Yeah, that is surprising. It's showing the heaviest bands out in western Iowa. Some other streaks. Most of the heavy stuff's between Interstate 80 and Highway 20, at least according to the radar based out of Johnston. So showing a lot where the heaviest snow is expected to fall. Down in south central Iowa. So that is a little surprising. Yeah, I know a lot of people use Radar Omega. I've not used it myself. I kind of like the simplicity of a radar scope. It is either one, I'm sure, but for radar scope, for me anyway, has really become invaluable for chasing severe weather and tornadoes. Just being able to see your location relative to the storm and having access to all different types of radar displays. You have your standard reflectivity and then your velocity. You can see echo tops, determining how high up the tops of thunderstorms go. And there are probably a dozen other radars that I just don't even know what they mean. And then to have warning boxes overlaid and see the location of other storm spotters. It definitely beats the days when I started out. Really just having a cell phone for phone calls that half the time didn't even have reception. And if I wanted to look at a radar, I'd have to stop at a local library before 5 o'clock and ask their permission to use their internet. I thought it was really cool when they opened an Iowa Welcome Center on I-35 at Northwood, right near the Minnesota border, and they have displays inside showing live radar across the state of Iowa. So that was pretty cool back in the early 2000s. Definitely a little slippery here. And on the opposing lane, that's where we were behind a snowplow just 10 minutes ago. And you can see it's already been covered up. Well, folks, I certainly appreciate you spending time with me this morning. Hopefully you got some insight or at least a little entertainment of Iowa roads in this winter storm. Total accumulation is light so far, but travel is something you want to avoid if you can. And if you must be out, just take your time and allow plenty of space and be patient with other drivers. If you haven't already, appreciate hitting the like button, whether you're viewing this live or perhaps later on. And consider subscribing. Warm season tornadoes and severe thunderstorms is my real forte. I only just started covering winter weather this season, given my addition of the pickup truck. I think a kid didn't get the memo that school was canceled. He was walking towards the high school. Sorry for the water on the windshield there. Wipers have a bit of ice on them that's not clearing. So this side road's definitely a little bit of a slushy mess. Hasn't been touched by a plow yet, it looks like. Like to see the student's reaction when he realizes he didn't have to go to school today. In case you happen to be tuning in, we are in a residential area in Urbandale, Iowa. Generally light snow falling at the moment, but there are heavier bands throughout the state as they move through. We're looking at perhaps a 10-hour long duration snow event. It began here anyway at about 5 this morning and expected to continue through about 3 p.m. Forecasted accumulations were kind of tricky for our forecasters, especially in this area. Last, I guess, forecasted to be 4 to 6 inches, with heavier amounts further south. Eight inches in southern Iowa, with the potential for localized heavier spots. But I do need to get in and report for work. I do appreciate everyone hanging out, and we'll see you out there. Chase on, my friends.